Okay, for this sequence where we have the delivery driver just entering the room, we built a real entire set. We have Shivani here who is actually dressing the set.
I'm going to get some costumes and then make it more lived in.
We've got a real art director from the industry, and the idea is to build an actual set and just do the VFX passes in AI so that we save time, money, and also on the stunt actors bit. Sometimes we get a low budget thing that we kind of need to figure out how can we execute a fun, cool idea. In this case, the AI just does it in like one day. If you see our previous stuff, it's kind of done in AI, but we wanted to push the limits to see that if we actually build a set, so that means like the VFX done on the real set and the AI image is kind of different and it'll look more realistic. So that's the idea of creating this entire set. So tomorrow, once the shoot is done, we'll see how it turns out.
We need to figure out those cues when you react.
Reaction when he's giving the back.
Because the trick is the eyeline matching. If you just leave it up to the prompt completely, we don't know what will. Yeah, we are again left with the problem of directability.
So basically, after doing like a bunch of tests, we've reached this conclusion that even if a person is giving the suggestion of like the placement in terms of eyeline, right?
The AI is able to catch the position where the wall will be breaking. So that's also important for us.
Sick.
Also, it would be impossible to reset something like this.
Yeah.
In this way, we can
do multiple takes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's take the shot.
Silence and roll camera. Rolling and action.
And the interaction of the giving and all that stuff, what are we doing?
That interaction, because we are doing a cut in the middle, we'll use it only for the entrance and exit of the bike. And we'll do a close-up reaction of the actual actor so that the performance is more real.
And this would have been break the wall or do that in post.
It would have been a headache.
We don't have a
VFX
bike
also.
on set. We don't have any of that on set.
We have a bike for suggestion, only for the close-up shot. And it's not the same bike that's going to be there ultimately also.
Okay, great.
Nishant saved some money on the bike. I have Nishant, who's the producer for the project. I think it's kind of helped him.
Oh no, for sure. Because like I didn't have to build a special effects wall that would break down. I didn't need to get anyone for stunts to like do a risky stunt on set, wheelie in, wheelie out. None of that was happening. There are so many elements to this that would have had to have a much larger scale, which now we don't need to do that, but we still get to have the same narrative. The same story will be told. It's at some level safer. It is definitely cheaper. My post is not going to be very heavy on this.
Yes.
We could just simulate the same dust effect by just blowing a little dust, very safe dust on his face. Also, if this had to be built as a set where we'd be doing it as a live action effect, that would take me days to build. But all of the shoots that we have done today have all been built in one day, lit in one day, and we're shooting effectively today. So
Yeah.
lots of money saved.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with production and we've shot all our footage. Now we're on the post-production stage, and my God, has it been difficult because we face like hurdles that we just didn't account for. But that's the whole idea of this test, right? So that I can tell you what went wrong, what went right, and how you can also keep that in mind while shooting your next hybrid set and kind of figure out like what is the right way to overcome any hurdles that you might face in the post-production stage. So essentially we've shot on RE RAW, and this is the traditional workflow that we would generally follow, right? We get the footage, we transcode it, do the offline edit. Once the offline edit is locked, it goes back to online and color grading, and then we put it into the AI model, and then we do a final grade.
So to keep the character face drift to a minimal, we always try to get character sheets on set, and the assistant director can just go to the B-roll camera and get all angles, frontal, side, back, full body and face for the characters. And this is ideally done in a neutral setting, so we capture all the details of the costume, of the character's face and everything else. This also helps if you miss any footage on set. You can recreate this footage in AI with the maximum realism.
So another super interesting thing that we didn't account for at the beginning of the shoot was the UI that we had to place inside the phone. So we took the OTS shot of the screen just being blank with green inside. And we created the UI using Agent 2. We used Nano Banana to edit that UI into the phone and then use Seedance 2.0 to kind of animate it, and it just looked perfect. So that whole tedious way of tracking the phone and placing the UI into it, animating it, it was just done in like 30 to 40 minutes, and it was super easy, and we kind of saved money and time. Here there are two passes of grade. One pass you need to do before you put that clip of footage into the AI model, and one pass of grade after you get it from the AI model and put it back into the edit. So the entire film looks consistent and has this uniform look throughout.
Okay guys, this is famous Ken Netzger.
No, Ken Metzger, a colorist from Canada originally, been here about 20 years.
Being a colorist is, you need to be creative and technical at the same time. My DI team and my colorists do a lot of work in our films so that the VFX looks even more seamless. But the very fact that the AI now is giving us 10-bit native, it really helps the final output to even be more filmic. But I think like 8-bit is about 16 million colors and 10-bit goes to about 1 billion colors.
Like 8-bit is basically, as soon as I start touching it, then it starts banding. That's very important to keep it all 10-bit.
The highlights were not clipping in 10-bit. And they were clipping in the 8-bit tests that we were doing. We got so much more dynamic range from the blacks to the highlights. So it's not just the colors, but it's also the dynamic range that has improved. And that really makes a huge difference, because the DPs we're all about the color and the dynamic range.
Outside, when he breaks through, there's a little farm or something, a house. So we changed that and it was no problem.
You know, there was a lot of criticism earlier that, hey, it looks like slop and it's not got the range. I think now that hurdle is getting crossed a little.
If everything in the pipeline's right and all the artists are working together and the AI is working with us all, then it's all going to be fine and we can just make an overall grade. And like that Uber Eats, we didn't do major changes for the AI versus the shot stuff. Like the other colorist who was working on it and had just said that, oh, there was AI in there?